नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायामुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So welcome all for today's session. So we are going to start with chapter 11 from the first canto today. The name of the chapter is Lord Krishna's entrance into Dwarka. So in the last chapter we saw that Krishna, how his departure from Hastinapur, what was the mood of the people when he departed from Hastinapur, and then when he traveled to different places, what happened in those different places that we saw. Now he has reached Dwarka after a long break. He has reached Dwarka, and the Dwarkavasis, they are already very eager to meet him because he has been away from the Dwarka from many years because of the Kurukshetra war. So these Dwarkavasis, they are very eager. They are desperate to meet Krishna. They were waiting for Krishna, and that is how when they understand that Krishna has arrived, what is their mental state? How do they pray to Krishna? Then how Krishna meets all his relatives, his elders, his wives, his children. How does he meet? All these things will be covered in this particular chapter. So let us read from text number 1. Please raise your hands for reading. The purports are very beautiful. Prabhupada explains these purports very nicely. They are self-explanatory purports. So let us dwell through the nectar of these purports in detail. Sindhu Mataji, you can read the shloka and translation. Then later, Krishnamurti Prabhuji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna. Pranams. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 11, text 1. Shrutavacha Anartan sa upavrajya Vruddhan janapadan svakan Dadmau daravaram tesham Vishadam samayan iva. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shuddha Goswami said, upon reaching the border of his most prosperous metropolis, known as the country of the Anarthas, Dwaraka, the Lord sounded his auspicious conch, heralding his arrival and apparently pacifying the dejection of the inhabitants. Thank you. Direction.
So this is the beginning. This is the point where Krishna has reached the gates of Dwarka, and now he wants to inform all the inhabitants that I am here. So he reached the border of his country, and the explanation about Dwarka is it is also called as the Anarthas. Dwarka is a very ancient city. Even before Krishna came to rule over there. It was actually built by Vaivasvata Manu and Yamaraj together. And it had some its own historical significance also. Later, it was named as Dwarka. So Dwarka is the capital of the Anartha kingdom. Okay, so he sounded his auspicious counsel after reaching there. So we have seen the benefits or the reasons or the various glories of blowing a conch shell at various different times. Yeah, what are the different times that we blow the conch shell? Is it possible to, put on your videos, because I'm putting it on the gallery mode, so maybe I can see you all.
Hare Krishna Mataji, before Mangalarti there will be one. And after Narsimha when they are closing the doors and opening for Tulsi Arti, so that time there will be one conch. After Arti, completion of Arti, there will be one blowing of conch.
Okay. Is it done?
During battles.
Because don't they do it before every arti? Concha? Don't they do the concha before every arti?
Yes. Before every arti, they will blow the. More specifically, when they open the altar, no. So before arti, the altar is closed for maybe when the Lord is sleeping or the Diva is offered. So whenever they are opening the altar, they will blow the conch shell. Okay.
Yeah,
What
that's what I
other
mean.
places where the conch shell are blown?
During battles.
During battles, we have seen that at the time of Kurukshetra battle, we saw that yes, everybody starting from Bhishma Dev. The first Bhishma Dev blew his conch shell, then Panchajanya, Rishi, Keshav, Devadatta, and all the Pandavas, then the various people from both the sides, they blew conch shell. So what is the significance of blowing conch shell? First is it invokes auspiciousness. Something when the Lord is present somewhere, the conch is blown to, as a part of respect to the Lord. It shows that the Supreme Personality himself is present over there. And then we saw in Bhagavad Gita that because of the blowing of conch shells, it is very pacifying to the devotees. Is it not? The devotees become very jubilant when they hear the conch. But at the same time, those who are, demoniac people, the demoniac people get frightened of the conch. So, you hearing the tumultuous sound at the battlefield, we have seen in Bhagavad Gita that all Duryodhana and all his friends were like shattered, right? They were their hair stood on the end. Rongte khade ho gaye, right? So they were shocked. They were a little bit of afraid. They were now, in a state of dilemma. It is also said in some place that hearing the counsel, if the bad people or the demonic people are there, they tend to even run away from the place after hearing the auspicious counsel. So this invokes auspiciousness. First of all, then it is also as a respect paid to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then it is also to intimate some message, right? If we want to convey some message, just like now Krishna has reached to the gates of Dwarka, now he wants to inform the people of his arrival. At that time also, the conch shell is blown. So whenever there is arrival of Krishna, right? In our life, when does Krishna arrive? Does Krishna arrive in our life? Once, twice, multiple times, once in a lifetime. Sometimes he appears in our life. That time we blow the conch shell. Is it sometime when he appears in our life? Yes. Just now Mataji has given the reason, right? Every time we open the altar. See, when at the night the Lord is sleeping, right? We all go to sleep at night. In the purpose, Prabhupada will tell us how that just like when we open our eyes during the sunshine, start and end war, no, he's always with us. Okay, you are saying he's always with us, but whenever you feel that he is now giving us darshan or entering our life. So after our sleep is over, and the first time we want to take darshan of the Lord. Right now, at our homes also, just at the time we open our altar, we blow the conch shell, right? We do Ghantanad and we open the altar and we blow the conch shell before the Aarti. In the temples also, right? At the time of installation of the deities, when first time you bring the deities at home, yeah, then you welcome the deities by blowing conch shells. People will welcome the deities right from the outside of the house. They'll go on blowing the conch shells till the deities are brought in and they get settled on the, that Abhisheka Patra. So that is how it shows the eagerness of the people who want to welcome Krishna. And this blowing of conch shell which Krishna did, it was the eagerness of Krishna also. It was showing the eagerness of Krishna to meet his people, the Dwarkavasis, because he was away from those people for so many years. Now he's also eager. He wanted to inform them that, yes, I am here. Right? And at the same time, it was an indication for those people that the love of our heart has come. If some very, very near dear person is about to come to our house from outside, like for the ladies, for the Matajis, if the parents are arriving after a long time, you are about to meet your parents after a long, long time. And you know that this time the train reaches or the flight reaches nowadays, and they are on the way. And now this is the time they must have reached that, in our society, if you're living in a society, they must have just reached the parking area. And now they must be in the lift. And the heartbeat, how it is increasing? Yes, now the bell will ring, now the bell will ring. Mostly if the newly wedded bride is there and she's meeting her parents after a long time, what will happen? The eagerness of that particular lady to see the parents, that when will that bell ring? A doorbell ring, and I will open the door and I will meet my parents. That first incidence. Later, okay, that the parents will stay there for a few days, everything will be settled. But the first time when she's going to see the parent, what are her emotions? Right? So if we can imagine these emotions, now imagine the emotions of the Dwarkavasis, whose everything, heart, soul, everything was Krishna. Who are the Dwarkavasis? We'll read it in the purport also. Who are the Dwarkavasis? They are the eternal associates of Krishna in his Goloka Vrindavan. So when Krishna appears, when he comes down to the material world, he comes with all his devotees. He doesn't come alone. He doesn't like to go alone anywhere. So he will give the roles to different devotees who are there with him in his abode. All of them will come down. They will play their own roles. But still, even some will play the role of the demons also, as his enemies also. But still, they are always there. They are always not physically, not grossly connected, but spiritually, they are completely connected with Krishna always. Therefore, their love for Krishna is unimaginable. Just like the love of the gopis, when they miss Krishna, when Krishna left Vrindavan, or even when Krishna was in Vrindavan, and the time he used to go to Govardhan hill to graze the cattle, all the cows and all, that time when will it be evening and when I will see Krishna, that was the mood of all the gopis. So they were in separation with Krishna every day, whenever he used to go away with the cows. Is it not? Now here, these all eternal associates of Krishna are eager to meet Krishna from so many years because they have not been able to see him from so many years. And now after, when they hear this sound of the conch, he blows the conch, and now we can imagine the emotions which are, coming up in the hearts of these all Dwarkavasis. And we can also imagine with what speed they must have run to the gate to meet Krishna, right? So let us read the purports. Srila Prabhupada explains it in a wonderful, wonderful ways. It's just like a poetry. Yeah, please read, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Pranam.
Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. The beloved Lord was away from his own prosperous metropolis of Dwarka for a considerably long period because of the battle of Kurukshetra and thus all the inhabitants were overcome with melancholia due to the separation. When the Lord descends to the earth, his eternal associates also come with him, just as the entourage of a king accompanies him. Accompanies him. Such associates of the Lord are eternally liberated souls, and they cannot bear the separation of the Lord even for a moment because of intense affection for the Lord. Thus, the inhabitants of the city of Dwaraka were in a mood of dejection of expected the arrival of the Lord at any moment. So the heralding sound of the auspicious council was very encouraging, and apparently the sound pacified their dejection. They were still more aspirant to see the Lord amongst themselves, and all of them become alert to receive him in the befitting manner. These are the signs of spontaneous love of Godhead. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams
Thank you,
Mataji.
Prabhuji. So these are the signs of spontaneous love of Godhead. So we should also, recollect our emotions when we hear the counsel of opening the altar in the temple. When you go for Mangalarti or afternoon Bhogarti at that time. And when you hear the counsel, are we really that much eager to see the Lord? Yes, we might be. That these are the correct emotions. Yeah. So our eagerness should be now how much moments more do I require to see the darshan of Lord? Yeah. That every moment passing between blowing of the conch and opening of the curtains. Are we able to bear those moments? That will decide the level of love for Krishna. Yeah. So some people are very eager when some people, we should not compare only upon their outward emotions, outward showing of the emotions, but we can dwell into ourselves and see whether we are really that much eager to take darshan, and are we able to bear that time period, moments of time period between blowing of the conch and opening of the curtains. Yeah. So these all people, they were they were dejected. They were undergoing dejection. They were in melancholia. What does it mean? They were in desperate emotion of seeing Krishna, meeting Krishna as soon as possible. They were very depressed. They were very morose. They were feeling very sad for not being able to see Krishna. And now when they heard the conch, they become utmost jubilant, and just as all suddenly all their sadness and depression has gone away, like that they were feeling. Okay, so next is who? Divya Desai Mataji, you can read the shloka and the translation. Bhargavi Mataji, you can read the purport.
सौच्चकाशे धवलोदरोदरोः प्युक्रुक्रमस्यादरशो नशो निमा दाद्मायमानः करकञ्जसम्पुटे यताब्जषण्डे कलहंस उत्स्वनः. Translation, shall I read?
Yes, translation.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The white and fat bold conch being gripped by the hand of Lord Krishna and sounded by him appeared to be reddened by the touch of his transcendental lips. It seemed that a white swan was playing in the stems of red lotus flowers. Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Yeah. So this white and fat bowled council, they are describing the conch of Lord Sri Krishna. What is the name of the conch?
Panchajanya.
We all know the story how Krishna got this conch. Yeah, because after his education was completed at Sandipani Muni's ashram, and he asked what Guru Dakshina can we give. So Sandipani Muni's wife, actually, she was more into asking Krishna to get his son back, because Sandipani Muni had accepted that his son is dead now. He was drowned at Prayag in the river bed. He got drowned in the river, and he was sure that he cannot come back, but his wife was desperate, and she asked Krishna that if you want to give Guru Dakshina, please bring the child back. So he goes, he first calls the name of the son at the bank of the river. He doesn't appear. So he jumps into the river, goes to the bottom. There that demon is there, Panchajani. So there is a battle between Krishna and Panchajani. He is killed. Panchajani is killed. But the son is not there. He's not there. He couldn't see the sun anywhere. But he saw this couch in there. It belonged to that demon. So he picked it, he took it for himself because he loved that couch. And then when he came out of the water, and then he could make out that he was the son of his Gurudev was in Yamaraj, was in the Yamapuri. So he goes there, and at the door of Yamapuri, he blows the conch shell. And hearing this conch shell, everybody in Yamapuri is, they are shocked, like they are again struck with wonder. What is this type of transcendental sound vibration? From where it is coming? Who is it, that person who is blowing such a loud and tumultuous sound of the conch shell? Then Yamraj comes to know that this must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He comes outside to give respects or receive the Lord, and then as per Krishna's wish, he returns the son of his Gurudev. And that is how Krishna and Balram, they give the Guru Dakshina to their gurus. So this is how he got this Panchajanya. And this was a beautiful, beautiful conch shell. So much beautiful that Krishna also loved it. Yeah, it was fat. It was very big one. It's not, there are many varieties of the conch, right? So it was completely, purely white. It was fat bowled. And when Krishna took it in hands, how are the hands of Krishna? Lotus hands. We say lotus lips, lotus hands. They are pink in color, red, dark pink in color. So when Krishna blew this conch shell, when this conch touched the lips of Krishna, it also, this white conch appeared like it is also red. Right? That means by the touch of Krishna's lips, the conch also got transformed. Yeah. Literally, if you see what must have happened, that the glittering surface of the conch, when Krishna blew, because of his touch, that glittering surface, that red color appeared on the glittering surface of the conch. But naturally, because Krishna is the purest, he's completely spiritual. We'll read the purport, then we'll talk a little bit more about this. But this has a lot of learnings for our practical learnings for our day-to-day life. Okay, we'll just read the purport, small purport only. We'll read it and then we'll discuss. Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The redness of the white conch shell due to the lip touch of the Lord is a symbol of spiritual significance. The Lord is all spirit and matter is ignorance of this spiritual existence. Factually, there is nothing like matter in spiritual enlightenment, and this spiritual enlightenment takes place at once by the contact of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The Lord is present in every particle of all existence, and He can manifest His presence in anyone. By ardent love and devotional service to the Lord, or in other words, by spiritual contact with the Lord, everything becomes spiritually reddened, like the conch shell in the grip of the Lord, and the Paramahamsa, or the supremely intelligent person, plays the part of the ducking swan in the water of spiritual bliss, eternally decorated by the lotus flower of the Lord's feet. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Okay, Mataji. So this analogy is given here. It seemed like, in the translation we can read this, it seemed that a white swan was playing in the stems of red lotus flowers. Just like a completely white swan. He's, swimming in the lake. All the different beautiful lotus flowers are there. And in between he's dipping himself, going under the water again, coming out, twisting around the lotus flowers. So how beautiful that swan will look. Like that, this conch Panchajanya was looking when it was held by Lord Sri Krishna. So if you see what is a conch, it is sand after all, right? It comes from the ocean. It is the different form of the sand which takes place because of the different chemical actions that happens with the water inside the sea. These counts are there. So this is matter, right? It is made of sand. It is matter. Though it has all come from the Lord itself, but ultimately it is matter. So when such a matter, any matter, which it gets the touch of the Supreme Person, it gets touch of anything, lotus flower, lotus hands of the Lord, lotus lips of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord, any part of the Lord, because the Lord is complete spirit. Srila Prabhupada is explaining. He is complete spirit. And there is no material tinge in the existence of the Lord. So whatever touches the Lord, what happens? That also becomes completely spiritual, just like a touchstone. A touchstone, if you touch to any element, it will turn it into gold. So Krishna is that touchstone. Whatever element it touches, that is transformed into spiritual enlightenment. So for our life, what is the learning from this? How can we get the touch of this Krishna's part? So because Krishna is all spirit, we can perform all the activities in our material life, and we can offer all our activities to Lord Sri Krishna. Anything like offering bhoga is there, performing any activity in Krishna consciousness is there, or performing our conditional activities, just like doing our job or any other activity in the household duties are there. Performing all these duties and offering the results of our duties to the Lord. So when you offer anything to the Lord, it may be the results of your activities, it may be your activity itself, it may be some physical thing which you are offering to the Lord, it may be your heart which you are offering to the Lord accepts it. And it touches that particular thing what you are offering. Just as we say when we offer bhoga, the Lord touches it. How does he touch it? With his glance. He eats the bhoga with his eyes. Yeah. So because he's complete spirit, he can perform any activity with any of his senses. So he accepts the bhoga. So in the same way, whatever service you are doing to the Lord, he accepts the service depending on your mood. Depending on your mood. Just like when Krishna went to Hastinapur as a messenger of the Pandavas, he first went to the Duryodhana's palace, and there Duryodhana offered him a full feast, so many varieties of delicious dishes and all, and he told Krishna, come and have the lunch or have the breakfast, whatever it was. But Krishna did not accept it because it was not offered at all with love. Instead, it was offered with complete envy, just to show how rich I am, how opulent I can make these things, and to show him his own position. That what do you get in the Pandava's house? You cannot get anything. If you come here, if you be on my side, see what you will get. This was his intention. So Krishna did not accept anything from Duryodhana. Instead, he went to Vidura's house, and whatever little his wife offered. We know the story that she was peeling the banana. She was throwing the bananas and she was offering the banana peel to Krishna in complete emotional state. She was so much, she became affectionate with love that she couldn't understand what she is doing. So she threw all the bananas and she offered peels. And Krishna very satisfactorily, very lovingly, he ate all the peels, banana peels, given by Vidurani. This is the effect of, this is the, when you are offering anything with love, this is how Krishna reciprocates with us. So just as this conch shell became completely red, it became completely spiritual when it was touched by the Lord. So whenever if we are offering all our activities to Krishna, what are the results of the activities to Krishna? Those all activities and the results and our life and our heart, everything will get completely spiritualized. So that is the takeaway point from this particular shloka. Let us go ahead. Shloka number 3. Archana Sunil Kumar Mataji, you can read the shloka and translation. Dhanashri Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Sutaji.
Dhanyavad.
Tam ubashritya ninadam jagadbhaya bhayavaham pratyudhyayu praja sarva bhartradarshana lalasa. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The citizens of Dwaraka, having heard that sound which threatens fear personified in the material world, began to run towards him fast, just to have a long desired audience with the Lord, who is the protector of all devotees. Hare Krishna.
So they all started running as soon as they heard the transcendental sound of the conch. They whatever activity they were doing, they just left it in that half done state, and they started running towards very fast to very eagerly to meet Lord Sri Krishna as early as possible. Let us read the purport. Yes, Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As already explained, the citizens of Dwarka who lived at the time of Lord Krishna's presence, then were all liberated souls who descended there along with the Lord as encouraged. All were very anxious to have an audience with the Lord, although because of spiritual contact, they were never separated from the Lord. Just as the gopis at Vrindavana used to think of Krishna while he was away from the village for cow-herding engagements, the citizens of Dwarka were all immersed in thought of the Lord while he was away from Dwarka to attend the battle of Kurukshetra. Some distinguished fiction writer in Bengal concluded that the Krishna of Vrindavana, that of Mathura, and that of Dwarka were different personalities. Historically, there is no truth in this conclusion. The Krishna of Kurukshetra and the Krishna of Dwarka are one and the same personality. The citizens of Dwarka were thus in a state of melancholy due to the Lord's absence from the transcendental city, as much as we are put in a state of melancholy at night because of the absence of the sun. The sound heralded by Lord Krishna was something like the heralding of the sunrise in the morning. So all the citizens of Dwarka awoke from a state of slumber because of the sunrise of Krishna, and they all hastened towards him just to have an audience. The devotees of the Lord know no one else as protector. The sound of the Lord is identical with the Lord, as we have tried to explain by the non-dual position of the Lord. The material existence of our present status is full of fear. Out of the four problems of material existence, namely the food problem, the shelter problem, the fear problem, and the mating problem, the fear problem gives us more trouble than the others. We are always fearful due to our ignorance of the next problem. The whole material existence is full of problems, and thus the fear problem is always prominent. This is due to our association with the illusory energy of the Lord, known as Maya or external energy. Yet all fear is vanished as soon as there is a sound of the Lord, represented by His holy name, as it is sounded by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the following 16 words. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We can take advantage of these sounds and be free from all threatening problems of material existence. Thank you, Mataji. Hare.
Thank you, Mataji. So, the previous shloka, it gave us the solution of our offering of all our, that means all activities which you can perform in Krishna consciousness, right? We should perform all the activities and offer the fruits of these activities to Krishna. And now in this shloka, Srila Prabhupada is explaining how the names of Lord Sri Krishna also have the same potency. Krishna and his name is non-different. So whenever you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As soon as you say this mantra, Krishna actually appears. When we say chant Krishna with full attention, Krishna dances on our tongue. He himself appears in our heart, and he himself takes care of us when we are chanting Krishna's name. Right? So that is the position of the name, that is the importance of the names of Krishna, because Krishna and his name is non-different. Similarly, the sound vibration of the conch itself, it is also, because it was made by Krishna, it was also non-different from Lord Sri Krishna. So these all, the point is that in this material world, are we safe? We are always in fear. Yeah, fear of what? Prabhupada is telling us the fear problem is the main problem. Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. In that, defending is the most important. We are always fearful and we want to protect ourselves. What is the greatest fear in our life? The greatest fear of our life is
Fear of
Death.
death, Mataji.
Death, Mataji, fear of death.
fear of death. We don't know. It is so uncertain. We don't know if I open my door, go outside and collapse. I don't know what will happen. Yeah. So fear of death is the biggest fear. So we are always fearful. Srila Prabhupada is explaining that something happens to me, I'm fearful of some particular situation. I think I am in so much of danger. I'm so much afraid of this particular situation. But we are not aware, by Krishna's mercy, because we are chanting Krishna's name, we don't understand that Krishna has not given us that much trouble, not given us that much problems in our life, which I actually desired. What I desired was more, but what I am facing is very less. So I should not be actually fearful, because Krishna is with me. That is why he is giving me less troubles. And we are fearful of this situation because we don't know the future. In future, some more fearful things may happen. More different dangers may come ahead of us. We are not aware of that. Therefore, we are very fearful. So then, in this particular material world, all around us, inside me, inside the body also, inside my mind also, I am always fearful. So what is the safest place for us? The safest place in the material world is the place where Krishna's names are, transcendental names are vibrated. So wherever Hare Krishna Mahamantra is going on, that is the safest place for us to stay. Wherever somebody is only saying Krishna, only saying Hari, only saying Govinda, yeah, that is the safest place for us to stay. That is the place where even the fear personified is afraid of the names of Krishna. Yeah. So Prabhupada tells that, just like Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he has said in that bhajan, no? Jeeva jago, Gaura Chandra bole. कोठे निद्रा जाओ माया पिशाची रखो रे जीव जागो. We are sleeping. Prabhupada gives us the example of the sleeping person, who is in slumber. He's deep asleep, and when the sun rises, it gives him more hope. It gives him some hope, and with hope he arises. So that is how when Krishna appears in our life, it gives the hope. It gave the hope for the Dwarkavasis who were very much in the melancholy. They were very much depressed. And just at the time they heard the counsel, they got complete hope and they ran towards Krishna. So this Jeev Jago Bhajan, it says, Kote Nidra Jao Maya Pishachira Kore. So this is Pishachira Kore means what? It is like we are in coma. When Prabhuji said that we have put an anchor in our material life so hard, so deep into the roots of the material world, that any amount of time or any amount of strength we are applying to get out and go towards Krishna, we are not able to go, because we have anchored ourselves to the material desires, to the material attachments, to the material world, and this attachment and this anchor is not allowing us to go towards Krishna. So when such it is like the state of coma. We are in coma and somebody needs to come and they need to very hard, they need to shake us to come out of that coma. And what is that heart shaking? It is just a simple Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Just the names of Krishna, as somebody utters, we can Jiva Jago, we can get up from that sleep, and we can immediately get the mercy of Lord Sri Krishna. So the more, and in that thing, we'll get more bliss, more happiness, more spiritual happiness. So the more happiness is there, the less material distress is there, right? The less you are spiritually happy, the material desires, the material distresses, they will all come out in a full force. So to remove these distress, to remove this fear, to remove this material attachment, we need to increase our chanting. We need to increase the sound vibrations of Krishna. We need to be in the place where these sound vibrations are taking place for the maximum, with the maximum amplitude, right? So that is the place where the devotees are there. That is the place where we will get the association. That is the place where continuous Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan, and the activities related to Krishna consciousness are going on. So we should always be, that is why it is said to stay in association. Why do they say that we have to stay in association? So that these sound vibrations, they will give us more spiritual bliss. They will give us more, they will transform our soul into a spiritual soul. Yeah, it is spiritual, but not literally, but it will arise our emotions for Krishna in this Krishna consciousness, and it will reduce all the distresses. That is why we should always be chanting Krishna's names. Let us go to the last shloka for today. I'm so sorry. Yeah, these are 2 shlokas. Very simple. This is very cute. Who is going to read? Sudha V. Mataji, you can read. And Bhargavi Mataji, did you read the purport before this? Anybody who has not read?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Padma Mataji, is it?
Okay.
Yeah. Sudha Mataji, you can read the shloka. Padma Mataji, you can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Tatropanitabalayo raverdeepam ivadritaha atmaramam purnakamam nijalabena nityada. Mataji, can you scroll a little bit up?
Achha, you are reading English, no? Yeah.
Thank you. Prityutfulla prokur हर्षगद्गदया गिरा पितरं सर्वसुहृदम् अवितारम् इवार्भक्ताः भकः. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The citizens arrived before the Lord with their respective presentations, offering them to the fully satisfied and self-sufficient one who, by his own potency, incessantly supplies others. These presentations were like the offering of a lamp to the sun. Yet the citizens began to speak in ecstatic language to receive the Lord, just as wards welcome their guardian and father. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. So all the citizens of Dwarka, they ran towards the gates of Dwarka to, welcome Krishna, and they took lot of gifts. Everybody took gifts according to his own capacity. Yeah, and they all offered these gifts to Lord Sri Krishna. And Prabhupada and Sutta Goswami is telling that these gifts were just like showing a lamp to the sun. The sun's brightness, or even the lamp, source of lamp, a small lamp, it comes from the sun itself. Yeah. So what are you achieving by showing a lamp to the sun? If the sun is so bright, that lamp is nothing in front of that sun, right? Or offering water to the Ganges. The Ganges, you're taking water from the Ganges and offering it back to the Ganges. Yeah, you're offering that. What is the value? You are taking it from the Ganges and you are offering it back. So similarly, everything is coming from Krishna. So you're taking the things from Krishna, nicely packing them and giving them back to Krishna as the offering. But he sees the bhav. Krishna is bhavagrahi. What did you bring? In that particular, what did you, with what intention are you presenting these gifts to me? So he accepts those gifts with love, whatever minimum is offered to the Lord. So again, the learning point for us over here is that whenever we are going to take darshan, we should always take something or the other. It might be a very small thing. A simple flower is also okay. But you should take something and offer it to Lord whenever you go to the temple, or every day. Naturally, we are offering our bhogas to the Lord in the house. But whenever you go to the temple also, we should always offer something to the Lord. Then the Lord is very happy. And we also get the happiness of serving the Lord. Now let us read the purport. Padma Mataji, please read.
Mother, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Supreme Lord is described here as Atmaram. He is self-sufficient, and there's no need for him to seek happiness from anything beyond himself. He is self-sufficient because he is very transcendental. Because his very transcendental existence is total bliss. He is eternally existent. He is all cognized and all blissful. Therefore, any presentation, however valuable it may be, is not needed by him. But still, because he is a well-wisher for one and all, he accepts from everyone everything that is offered to him in pure devotional service. It is not that he is in want for such things, because the things are themselves generated from his energy. The comparison is made herein that making offerings to the Lord is something like offering a lamp in the worship of the sun god. Anything fiery and illuminating is but an emanation of the energy of the sun. And yet, to worship the sun god, it is necessary to offer him a lamp. In the worship of the sun, there is some sort of demand made by the worshipper. But in the case of devotional service to the Lord, there is no question of demand from either side. It is all a sign of pure love and affection between the Lord and the devotee. The Lord is the Supreme Father of all living beings, and therefore, those who are conscious of this vital relation with God can make the filial demands from the Father, and the Father is pleased to supply the demands of such obedient sons without bargaining. The Lord is just like the desire tree, and from him everyone can have everything by the causeless mercy of the Lord. As a Supreme Father, the Lord, however, does not supply to a pure devotee what is considered to be a barrier to his discharge of devotional service. Those who are engaged in the devotional service of the Lord can rise to the position of unalloyed devotional service by his transcendental attraction. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So here it comes like, we saw all the services you offer to the Lord. You should do all seva, all activities, and offer the fruits to the Lord. We should perform devotional activities. Then we saw we should chant. Then we are looking at that we should offer. No matter how minimum we are offering, but we should always offer our things to the Lord. Yeah. So what is the difficulty, no? See, it's so simple to say. Offering all the fruits of our activities to the Lord. Doing all the activities which will please the Lord. We always chanting the names of the Lord. Always offering the things to the Lord. Saying is so simple, but activity is difficult. Are we really offering everything to the Lord? Yeah. Okay. I'm offering bhoga 3 times. I know. I'm offering 3 times bhoga. When I go to the temple, okay, I will carry something with me to the temple. Whenever I'm folding my hands, okay, I'm praying to the Lord. I'm telling my heart, giving out my heart to the Lord. I'm doing that. But are we offering everything what we do to the Lord? No. We are still not offering everything. We are offering something to the Lord. Yeah, we are offering very little, or this much, or this much, or this much. Or we can make our hands this much. I'm offering, but I'm not offering everything to the Lord. Why is that? Because from many births, we are conditioned in such a way that we are trained in such a way that we perform activities for ourselves. It is our nature. It has become our nature to satisfy myself, not to satisfy the Lord. Lord comes secondary. If I get time, when we tell people chant Krishna's name, ओ माता जी, वी आर सो बिजी, कहाँ टाइम मिलता है? मॉर्निंग में उठो, फिर बच्चों के लिए खाना बनाओ, फिर ये करो, फिर वो करो, फिर ऐसे ही रात के 9 बज जाते, फिर सो जाओ। कहाँ है कृष्ण का नाम लेने के लिए टाइम? देर इज नो टाइम। और ओके माता जी, आई कैन एट मोस्ट डू 16 राउंड्स, 2 hours आई विल गिव डेली टू कृष्णा। उससे ज्यादा प्लीज डोंट एक्सपेक्ट। आर वी गिविंग एवरीथिंग टू कृष्णा? नो। व्हाई? बिकॉज वी आर ट्रेन्ड to satisfy ourselves, to satisfy our desires. Me and mine is always given the priority. Krishna becomes secondary. So that is why we say, no, if you want to make progress in our spiritual life, put Krishna in the center of your life. What do you mean by keeping Krishna in the center? Performing all activities. Try to perform each and every activity for the pleasure of Lord Sri Krishna. Then you will become happy. You chant and become happy. You serve and become happy. You offer, you become happy. More spiritual bliss, less material distress. Yeah. So as soon as these Dwarkavasis got the darshan of the Lord, all their distress, all their moroseness, everything was absolutely, completely gone. That is the power of Lord Sri Krishna. Only by his vision, only by his sound, we get completely purified. Thank you so much. We will stop here. If you have any questions, any suggestions, please, we can have 2 minutes of discussion. Otherwise, we will stop.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Now,
Krishna.
when you said we have to offer everything, right? Now we are offering bhoga, then whatever, then flowers we are offering, we are doing the arti, we do abhishek. Apart from this, anything we buy, dress or something, first we keep in the temple like that. Apart from that, jewelry also, if you buy anything, we keep. Other than that, just give us some hint what other things, everything means. Just
Okay.
give some.
First of all, whenever we are offering this everything, whatever you mentioned right now, we are offering to Krishna. Are we really offering all this with love? Because we should, because I love Krishna, that is why I'm offering everything to Krishna. Whatever you told, that is not everything, but these things.
Yeah.
We are offering out of love or out of our duty. Because the knowledge is given, we have the knowledge that we have to offer. Better do it rather than not doing, right?
Yeah.
Even if I forget to do things, right? I bought a very nice sari. It was late. I came by 10 o'clock in the evening, in the night. I forgot the night. I kept it in the cupboard and never offered. But now that same scenario, if your parent or mother or your son or your daughter-in-law is there, we are so eager to show that sari. See, this is my sari which I bought. Yeah, or your friend comes the next day, immediately you'll go and bring that sari from the cupboard and show it to us. See, this is the sari. That eagerness, are we showing when we are offering that thing to Krishna? This is first point, right? That means whatever we are offering, that also we are not offering completely with complete heart, right? With love. Out of duty, out of knowledge, out of ritual, we are offering, first of all. Then other things, what we are performing. We are performing so many things which we cannot offer to Krishna at all. Like, for example, what do we do after getting up in the morning? We'll get up, we'll perform all our morning activities and we will do Mangal Aarti. We'll offer some water to the Lord, milk to the Lord, or Mangal Bhog is there, morning Bhoga is there. We'll offer to that. After that, what we'll do our other activities. Somebody will watch TV, somebody will read the newspaper, somebody will go for a morning walk, somebody will do some exercises, somebody will go for that laughing club. Yeah. These all activities, are we performing for the pleasure of Krishna? If we are performing for the pleasure of Krishna, then that is the correct thing which we are doing. For example, I'm going every day for running, suppose, or performing some exercises. I'm going. And the intention of going for this walk or exercise is that I want to keep my body fit. Now, I can want my body to be fit because I'm afraid of death. First thing. Or I want to keep my body fit because I want to look beautiful. Or I can keep my body fit so that I can serve Krishna in a better way.
Yeah, that's better.
No. Do we think it in that way when we go for the walk? I want to maintain my body so that I want to serve Lord Krishna in a better way. If I am doing that activity with this in the mind, then I am on the correct track.
Okay.
I should not fall sick. Right now, I am only 50 years old. I should not die at 51. I need to see my daughter's children, sons' children. I want to see them grow up. I should not get any sort of sickness before that. I should not become bedridden. Why? Because I want to enjoy my life in my way. Then we are not offering that activity to Krishna. Like that, all activities in the complete day, which whatever we are doing, if we are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna, that is okay. See, I'm also not doing this. I'm just I'm just speaking something which I know. So speaking this
Mataji,
also, I am doing only theoretical knowledge I am giving you. So I am also
the,
not able to perform all these activities for the pleasure of Krishna. So I'm far, far away from this particular thing. Yeah, but this is what if we remember. Then we are performing everything for the pleasure of Krishna. Yes, Mataji, Sindhu Mataji, you were saying.
Mataji, Hare
That's a good.
Krishna. No, in the NOA class, I think Manasi Mataji was taking.
Mhm.
She was telling the same thing. Like it was a
Mhm.
very beautiful thing. I thought, like many people now, we just keep the puja room alone clean. All the other corners, other rooms, everything will be so messy. Like so,
Correct.
Krishna is residing not only there; he's residing in the entire house.
Entire house. Correct. So are we keeping that house completely clean for Krishna? No. Yeah. That is the way. So we have to change our perspective of looking at our entire life. Slowly and gradually. See, this, what we are doing is not wrong. We are offering boga, we are offering arti, we are doing japa. We are training. This is all sadhana bhakti. We are training ourselves to do these things. Because we cannot become raganuga bhaktas, right? That bhakti has not come into us by birth or before birth. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, we did not get it. But because we are understanding that philosophy, we are trying to cultivate that bhakti in ourselves. So, right, before coming to Krishna consciousness, we were not performing any of the activities in Krishna consciousness. At least now we have started offering bhogas. We have started cleaning the altar, if not the complete house. We have started offering our things to Krishna, if not with love, but as a ritual, but as a, theoretically, we know that is why we are doing. But at least we are start doing that so that when we train our mind in this way, gradually we are hoping in this birth, or maybe in the next birth, or maybe in the 100th birth after this birth, someday I will actually become a Raganuga Bhakta. I will actually have that love coming out of me spontaneously. That is spontaneous love for God. Someday, some lifetime, it will come, it will manifest. And this practice we are doing for that. So, because we have gained this knowledge, the more and more we see this is activity, okay, how can I spiritualize it? How can I use this activity in the service of Krishna? How can I perform this thing for the service of Krishna? Then gradually, slowly, we will have a complete change in ourselves. It will take some time. Some of the very fortunate souls will achieve this in one lifetime. Some of them will require, like me, will require many, many births to go to that particular level. Yeah, but we are trying, and we should go on trying doing that. Okay.
Mataji, one more thing we learned in NOI, because she asked all of us, how many of you all are in the house? Each one said 2, 3, 4, and all that. Everyone said me, my husband, my daughter, or my son. Then she said, you all never counted Krishna. He's also there in the house, so we have to count
Correct.
him also.
See, so
Yeah.
such small, simple, practical tips. Yes,
Yeah,
so small things also you are not remembering Krishna. Is it?
it's a good learning point, Mataji. We have to be so
I remember
conscious about
from this, one of my husband's elder sister. She's from a quite long time in Krishna consciousness. She's Brahman initiated from many years. So when we were not yet initiated, she used to come to our house and say, I'm raising 4 kids. She had 1 son and daughter. So I used to think 4 kids, 2 ही है बच्चे. Why she's saying 4 kids? और अगर तो कोई बोलते हैं ना मेरा हस्बैंड भी बच्चों जैसा बिहेव करता है, तो आई यूज्ड टू थिंक ओके शी मस्ट बी टॉकिंग अबाउट हर हस्बैंड, बट देन स्टिल 3, नो, व्हाई 4 किड्स? Then she revealed one day, oh, Gaurnita hai mera Gauranga, mera Gauranga. That's how she used to say. And
Vatsalya Bhav, Mataji.
Vatsalya Bhav. And every time she used to think, oh, I have to do this activity for my Gauranga. That is the way she was always conscious. She's still always, now she resides in Vrindavan, actually. So she was
That's so
always,
enlightening, Mataji.
so
Very good
that
ideas.
from that into mind every moment. It
Yeah.
is very fortune. That is the mercy of Krishna on her. So we will also pray. We should always pray for each other so that we also get this mercy of Krishna, and always pray that tomorrow, the next day, we should be able to go one step more towards Krishna. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, just one point of
Thank you.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, just one point that I just grasped from today also. Plus, recently I also came across that one short video of Prabhupada where he said that Krishna is non-different from his name. And as soon as we utter Krishna, the word on our tongue, Krishna is on our tongue. Like you mentioned, he's dancing on our tongue. So Prabhupada was saying we must be so careful when we are chanting because now Krishna is on your tongue. We must be aware of that. And then imagine how much utmost devotion has to be there and attention has to be there on our chanting. That particular short video, from then onwards, whenever I'm chanting, I'm like being so careful. Like I'm trying to, if any distractions are there, like I better, take a pause and attend to that distraction and then come back to the chanting. I became a little more aware of how easily our mind can just get distracted and how important it is to bring our mind back to, and like Prabhupada was telling that in that video, like say if some guest comes to our house, we pay full attention to that guest, right? No guest has come. But when we are chanting, we are not like, we have to be so careful, like Krishna has now come to our house, he's on our tongue right now.
Yes.
He's always there.
And through the
but
tongue and through the ears, he enters into our heart also. He goes resides over there.
Yes.
Okay, one more small example I can give from this is that, okay, suppose I have my altar and I have my Gaurnitai in my altar. And if I do every morning, if I do Mangalarti, I offer them bhoga. Suppose I do this. And after this is over, I pick them up, put it in one box. Suppose, and then in that same altar, I'm putting some decorative pieces. Okay, सब रख दिया. Then evening bhoga करने का है ना, तो वो pieces निकाल दिया. Again, I brought my Gaurnitai. I worship them very nicely. Can I do this? Should I do this like this?
No.
Is it expected?
No, Mataji.
But the same thing we do with our tongue. When we are chanting, Krishna comes and recites. At once the chanting is finished, we speak about this, we speak about that, all types of prajalpa. The same house of Krishna, we immediately start making it unclean, making it not worthy of, again, Krishna coming and dancing on our tongue. That means how much careful we should be even after our chanting is finished. Not only during chanting, but the rest of the day also, we should be very careful in utilizing our tongue. Both the ways, what we are speaking also and what we are eating also.
They say, Mataji, Krishna is so merciful. In spite of however we chant, he's so merciful. But imagine a pure chanting. What will the effect be?
If only by our so much distracted chanting we all can see so many benefits. Don't we see?
Yeah.
I can see a lot of change in my life.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
So what will happen if we chant one pure name of Krishna? वो पूरा कृष्णा प्रेम अभी मिल जाएगा. Is it not? We'll become, all spontaneous love will come. Only we need to chant that one mantra. That is only for that coming to that one pure mantra, we are struggling so much for lifetimes. It is not still coming. Yeah, but let us keep on trying. It will someday, let us not give up the hopes. Someday that pure love of Krishna will manifest. We'll make a tremendous progress and we'll go back to Godhead one day for sure. That is sure.
Yes, Mataji. Let's aim at that only.
Thank you so much, all of you. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो
नमो नमः।
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।
जय।
उपस्थित गौर भक्त वृंद की जय।
जय।
जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
हरि हरि बोल।
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। थैंक यू माता जी। दंडवत प्रणाम।
दंडवत प्रणाम।